everyone. So when it comes to facing substance use disorders in the family, the power of family influence is critical, which is why we've spent the past 7 years crafting an effective, scalable substance use disorder intervention. And I'm excited to share it with you over the next few minutes. I'm going to cover why we exist. Sorry, I'm getting both together. Why we're here, a little bit about craft, and our research at We the Village, and a case study, if I have time. So I'm Jane, founder and CEO of We the Village, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I'm here specifically. It's not a unique journey. It's one that I think a lot of us can relate to, and it's part of the background of what we're trying to solve with our programs today. So in 2009, graduating as a psychology major, I got my first job in New York at a fast-paced digital advertising agency. We were pioneering some of the first iPad and iPhone apps for big, flashy clients. And one night, while working late on a pitch with one of the co-founders, who was quickly my friend and mentor, someone I admired and all of our clients admired, I realized we're going to be here late into the night. And I go to order dinner, he pulls out a line of cocaine. And I start to get the first inkling that there's something wrong here. Callum is one of the 1 in 7, what I like to say, one in 7 Americans that will struggle with addiction in his lifetime. And I'm one of the friends or family members who could change everything. And as his downward spiral became clear to me, I go online trying to find answers, typing in what to do, cocaine addiction friend, and I met with crickets. I find rehab brochureware websites, and given the fact that I can't even talk to him about this or anyone else in our community, we're definitely not ready for rehab. So while in our professional lives, we're developing innovative, cutting-edge ways for our amazing clients to reach their customers, I am struggling in the silence online. So we're helping our clients sell more cheese and underwear and cars, likes of Kraft Foods, Chrysler, and Victoria's Secret, and I'm left with nothing. Like many others in my position, I ravenously learned everything I could. I read books, I went to Al-Anon meetings, I received therapy, and I was left feeling judged, told that I should detach and disconnect. This person wasn't even a blood relative, wasn't even a partner of mine, and so I felt like there was more that I could do, but I wasn't given that answer. After years of flailing, I discovered, hidden in a book, the leading evidence-based approach for families. It outperforms many alternatives, is backed by many controlled clinical trials, and has proven to work through just one motivated person. So fast forward almost 10 years through my now husband's recovery and business partner, and we've made it our mission to ensure that every family facing addiction has the chance to access craft. We've brought this approach online. We've worked directly with Dr. Meyers, the creator of Craft, to do so, and some of his leading researchers. And the protocol, for those unfamiliar, community reinforcement and family training, Craft, I'll tell you a little bit more about the research behind it. We're doing a whole session on the skills that sort of make up Craft tomorrow, so would love you to attend tomorrow afternoon for that. So Craft is a leading empirically supported treatment. It's been studied in 11 well-controlled clinical trials over 40 years, from 1986 to today, with over 1,000 participants. It's inclusive of different kinds of relationships and substance types, and it gets these reliable results. And we talk about this average of 68% of treatment entry in Craft versus, on average, 23% in its control conditions that it's compared with. And why do we care about this treatment entry outcome? So despite advances, oh, okay.
That's moving forward, but not your, is that the one you're holding in your hand?
Okay, so
Very confusing.
thank you. I'm sorry. Okay, so despite effective treatments existing for substance use disorders, typically we see less than 10% get treatment for their substance use disorder, which means that 90% could use the help of a loved one that's concerned and could sort of help influence that treatment entry outcome. With CRAFT, when a family member or concerned significant other learns it, on average, around 70% get treatment in 3 months. And it's not just about treatment entry. We also see more connection, decreased substance use, and improved wellness. So if it has all these great outcomes, it's wonderful. What's the problem? So CRAFT is not reaching the people who need it. And this is sort of a theme that we've been talking about this morning. Part of the issue is that we have this real focus on the treatment for the substance use disorder patient or client, and that the families who could help are ignored or referred to non-evidence-based practices, and then also that it's not accessible. So professionals are largely not trained in it, and even if they are, then it's often to a low fidelity. So we set out to provide scalable online access to CRAFT for families and professionals. We have a 12-week digital curriculum, which makes up our family program, and families can access it with or without coaching in a group or individual setting. And then we have our counsellor training, which is 8 hours of digital training available on demand or with live group training sessions to accompany it. And you'll see that's a theme with the way that we do things, is we have this online asynchronous sort of self-guided component to get knowledge, and then live sessions to really implement it. Part of our sort of inception has always been that if we're creating something, we need to know that it works. So clinical trials have been embedded in our DNA from day one. And also because we know addictions can be a life or death matter. And when we were facing it with our loved ones, we wanted to know that there was something we could trust. And so that's been really important to us. It's largely made up our first sort of 4 or 5 years of being in this space. So we've prototyped, piloted, and advanced our studies into full-scale randomized clinical trials. So we completed a pilot between 2019 to 2020, and we just wrapped up our full-scale RCT randomized control trial last year. And I'll talk a little bit more about that now. Oh, I should mention, I'm a business owner. I do have a financial conflict of interest. We believe in the power of business. That has sort of been our background to drive innovation and effective solutions. And we've partnered with third parties to conduct our research and statistical analysis and those sort of things. So our program, just to take a look at that, it's 3 months of weekly skills development and support from We the Village experts. I'll talk more about them as well, via video coaching, live and with the program alongside it. It looks like going online each week and learning the new skill from short video lessons, engaging in exercises, written exercises to practice and translate sort of the skill into your life and what's going to make sense for you, and then knowledge quizzes to ensure learning, and then those live sessions again to actually practice. We talk about it being standardized and customizable. We really believe in keeping to the fidelity of the model that has been proven to work and being able to arm our clients with a toolkit they can take through the long-term recovery of a loved one. So we do, in our groups, we'll go sort of from 1 to 12 in terms of these different skills that we go through. And again, we'll go more into detail on a few of these tomorrow. In our individual sessions, we can jump around, and it's really about using the exercises and the coaching sessions to really tailor the skills to the client. We talk about our clients being the experts on themselves and their relationships, and we're the experts on craft. Our coaches are all certified in the method, which means that they've demonstrated the top fidelity to actually run client sessions in craft to the manual that has been used to get results in the past. And so we're really working with them to find the nuances of how that's going to work in their lives and in their relationships. Let's talk about our outcomes. So for us, it was really important to look at that treatment entry outcome, the one that's so reliable in a lot of the research. And when we tested our program with 212 participants in the US in our NIDA-funded clinical trial, we found that they were able to achieve 69% treatment entry for their loved ones in just 3 months. That's working with one family member concerned about a person. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second, who they were concerned about. But really, really important to us. So we could say that we'd brought craft online and we're actually getting the results. It's the only online program that's been able to replicate that result. We also saw, and it might be a little bit small here, but it was more that craft participants were 3 times more likely to have a loved one in treatment, or that entered treatment during the whole time. So we did a 3-month and a 6-month follow-up as well. And we also saw 80% retention for those that were in treatment and staying in treatment by 6 months in the craft group. So important outcomes there. Our definition of treatment was also really broad. So just so you know, it wasn't just rehab. It was, are they attending meetings? Are they attending therapy? Are they an outpatient? Have they done a detox? We really believe that the right sort of level of treatment is important for the person, so it's not just a one-size-fits-all that we're looking at with this as well. So when we think about who was participating in this, it was a really critical population. 73% of our participants' loved ones had an overdose before entering the study. Over 50% were using fentanyl daily, or frequently, sorry. And they had to be concerned about a loved one that was using opiates. They could be using other substances as well, but opiates had to be part of the picture for this study based on the funding. And whether or not they entered treatment, we also saw that there was a significant decrease in the risk related to their substance use and the substance use itself. And we found that the results at 3 months were improved upon at 6 months. We were not offering any services between 3 and 6 months. So to us, that metric was really important because we wanted to know if we taught these skills and we helped people learn to apply them in their lives and in their relationships, would they be able to use them over time? And to us, that sort of metric helps us see that in reality. Looking at the families, I love this room because I don't think I have to tell you that families suffer too. So we know they have increased rates of anxiety, depression, physical illness. We also often quote a stat that they spend 30% more on their own healthcare needs if they have a loved one struggling with substance use. That doesn't return to normal until after 5 years after they've gotten into treatment. In our population, we also found that over 50% of the family members that entered our study reported that they had their own mental health diagnosis. They also reported outcomes on a PTSD scale that they met the threshold for PTSD, and they had moderate to high anxiety and depression as well. So really severely affected. We saw major improvements in their relationships, 90% improved communication, more influence, and their own health improved as well. So they were less depressed, less angry, and more confident. And again, those improved at the 6-month mark, more than the 3 months. So, and in comparison to our control group, which, by the way, was an online peer support community, so with just mentorship. So really just support with no sort of substance in terms of a clinical approach. A little bit of feedback, and I'm just going to highlight one thing. the thing we hear all the time is, this is the best thing I've done during the 7 years we've dealt with our challenges with our son's substance use disorder. And so this kind of brings us to this core point for us, which is that we know, and this is where we started, online access is required to get craft to scale, but also that partnering is key. We need to partner with all the professionals, treatment facilities, states, organizations that are out there that are on the front lines as well. And so we're doing that already. We have a program in Colorado. We partner with treatment providers, and we're also training professionals in craft now so that they can actually deliver craft to people, to families that they're seeing that need it. We're running a very similar process with our online counselor training or professional training, because you don't have to be a counselor to do it, but for professionals to learn craft. And we're really looking at what sort of level of fidelity do professionals need to get to in craft to see outcomes with clients. We're about halfway to filling recruitment for our full-scale trial on this. If anyone is US-based or has colleagues that are US-based, you're welcome to check your eligibility to join that study and receive free craft training. In our 3 groups, it sort of goes from levels of online instruction up to the certification, which is really demonstrating the fidelity through recorded client sessions and coaching and feedback. So we really hope to be adding to the literature on sort of what kind of fidelity and training is needed in these methods as well. Very similar, like I said, to our other program, video lessons. We have in our professional training session prep videos. How do I run this session? Craft is so nice because it actually has a manualized procedures and protocols, so you can sort of know exactly the things that you need to do to deliver a high fidelity session. We have session guides and supervision. We also have client worksheets and demonstration videos, so you can see Dr. Meyers himself and our certified clinicians leading sessions and seeing them hit the high notes of craft. I'm gonna click through this a little quickly. The things that make us different, we've created our programs with Dr. Meyers. He's been working with us since 2019, and he's featured in our online professional training. We use certified craft clinicians only, so they have demonstrated fidelity to the model. We're the only program to replicate craft outcomes online, or the only formal sort of program that I know of. We've developed trust with families, so we've served over 1,000 families today, with 92% of our clients recommending our programs. We've really focused on delivering high quality content. Often it's such a scary place for families. Our content is vibrant, hopeful. We know that craft works, and we are sort of delivering that every day to them in the way that we deliver our content. It's bite-sized and really focused on helping them learn the skills so that they can apply them. And we really focus on this perfect kind of blend between learning the content and getting live feedback, and that also helps us bring the cost down for folks as well. And just really quickly, and I'm happy to answer more questions if people have them. I'll be around all weekend, but we've implemented with the state of Colorado. They train for their facilitators to lead groups alongside our online curriculum, and it just adds that additional sort of backbone of fidelity. And some of the things that they really like, because craft is such a new approach to a lot of people, it can help them educate their clients in between sessions for those homework assignments and have them come in and be really focused, or have obstacles they need to overcome, which can really help move along the process of learning craft and sort of getting them on board. So ultimately, families need help today to influence positive change with a loved one. And we've done a lot of work to prove out and provide something that can be globally accessed. We have clients from all over the world. It's low cost, and it can really change lives within 3 months. and we really want to partner. So our next stage in our journey is achieving the part of our mission that's getting it out to people that need it. So for anyone that wants to run trials in your communities, work on translations, make referrals, anything, we're really open to talking. So thank you.
So interesting.
Thank you.